Every lottery ticket purchase keeps education in our state moving forward. In fact, the lottery has raised more than $200 million for state school buses to get our students to school safely every day. Then, the lottery helps those students go even further in their education by funding the Life, Hope, and Palmetto Fellow Scholarships. So remember, when you play the lottery, you're keeping South Carolina students on the road to success. Learn more at sceducationlottery.com/betteryou.
Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.
What are you looking for in a new smart TV? 4K picture quality? High quality and immersive sound? A sleek design? All of those are givens, but only the new Roku Pro Series has all of those and the Roku streaming experience, an award-winning OS. Get fast, easy access to all your apps like iHeart, where you can stream all your favorite music, radio, and podcasts all day, and regular all-inclusive trips to Roku City. The new Roku Pro Series, a smart TV built by the streaming pros.
How you doing, Coach?
I'm great. How you doing, Pierre?
Good. Hush tones right now because you got Artsy out there. Got Ryan Hartman out there. Oh, for about the 40th minute.
I mean, yeah.
Well, I mean, I know we there's going to be an appeal, right? Okay, so we have nine to the suspension left, including tonight. And he's out. He's not going to play tonight. Clearly tired. Okay, and is this all about conditioning and everything?
Yeah, we're right now. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen with the appeal, but
you think you might win it?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know if it'll get back. I mean, usually it's hard sometimes in the appeals. I think
it kind of has no shot. I mean, as bad as the optics are.
Yeah, and the fact that they ruled it so heavily right away. So we'll see.
Yeah, but my question is Travis Dermott. Well, Travis was out there for 40 minutes, too. And I'm like, it's like you can't pick your spots in your lot in life necessarily all the time. But I'm like Dermott got tired, too. So it's like what do you do to be the one to be with the guy who's either like you got to keep in shape, discipline, this is your to be with Hartman? Like, how do you choose which one it is?
Well, right now, obviously, Dermy hasn't played a ton, so it's important for him to continue to get some extra conditioning and stay game ready. And at this point in the schedule, it's hard in a regular practice or a pregame skate because normally they're shorter and you're touching things up, or it's a little bit more, flow and puck touches with some system stuff, but there's not a lot of competitive battles like there are in a game. So you want to make sure Hartman and Dermott, the guys that don't play or aren't going to play in the game, those guys have to get the heavier workload and get it up.
So when you're busting butt up and down the ice like Ryan Hartman is now, conditioning Andy Ness, right? That's Andy Ness?
That's Andy Ness.
Okay, playing catch with him with the puck. From your experience playing or coaching and watching, like when players get really, 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 really tired, like Hartman's tired right now, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Is catching the puck, like do the wrists and the forearms, does it make it harder to catch those hard passes than fire off a shot the more tired you get?
Sometimes it does, but I think it's like almost any sport if you think about it. When your fatigue comes down, when you're fatigued, the skill of the sport, throwing a football, basketball, whatever, kicking a soccer ball, it's always going to be harder to do that. But yes, it is challenging. That's why lots of times you do conditioning, you do battles, and you do a lot of shooting because shooting is also something that is harder on the body when you do it rep after rep after rep.
From a just to land the plane here, because Ryan Hartman still is in front of us now for the 44th minute, tongue down to the ice. From a coach standpoint, when somebody goes pear-shaped, when somebody goes out of body, like he did, and you're going to lose him, and you're without 97, and as you would say, when he moves his legs, he can be high end and help you. You also have the break coming up. Like, how do you compartmentalize all that? That's a lot. I mean, how do you surrogate dad it? You can't do that. Surrogate brother it. I want to kick your butt right now for what you did, yet you're running the team. How do you compartmentalize all that?
Yeah, it's exactly that. I think you have to take the individual into consideration of what he's going through and what you understand with that on his personal side of it, but also as the coach, controlling it better, and then as you said, then you all have the team perspective of how you're going to manage it. But you always have to have my belief is you always have to treat them as the player and the person first, and that's how you have to go about it. You got to compartmentalize what your emotions are, and it's no different with the team.
Well, I like that. That's beautiful. John Hynes, coach of the Minnesota Wild. Carolina tonight, 6:30 puck drop, KFAN. Why does Carolina play in so many low-scoring games? I mean, when you guys beat them 4-0 about a month ago, like they're third in the NHL in shots, and they only got 21 up on Gus. And that, seems to be one of the better complete performances, without 97, by the way, complete performances that you guys have had this year. But they play in a lot of low-scoring games.
Yeah, I think they're a hard team to score against because they play, a real competitive skating style of game. They play man-on-man. I think their personnel lends itself to that.
Yeah.
And then from an offensive perspective, I think they got a lot of highly talented players, and some games the puck goes in for you, and some games it doesn't. But the reason why they're such a difficult team to play against is because they work so hard night in and night out, and they have a highly talented team.
John, the producer, Nordo, he wants to fire one or two at you.
Watching games, last couple of games, shutout against Ottawa, shutout against Boston. So, talking about compartmentalizing things, I'm watching back that Boston game, and I'm thinking there are big stretches of that affair in which you guys were in charge. You guys were handling business. You get through the first, McAvoy scores, and it goes on from there. But, what kind of conversations are you having with these guys even this morning into tonight? A lot of it they know on their own in terms of, whether it's puck luck or situational, circumstantial stuff. We got to get pucks in the net, right? Low scoring or otherwise tonight against the Canes. That first goal is going to almost feel like an avalanche, right?
Yeah, I think it's important when you go in these situations also is to look through it. Like you said, we didn't score, and we played a fantastic goaltender in Swayman. We had really good looks. It didn't go in for us, but it wasn't like we were under siege the whole game. But to me, the big thing is when you look in that road trip, the 3 games we won, our expected goals against was very low, and our expected goals for was high. The last 2 games.
Can you explain that, please?
So basically on the looks that the other team generates and you give up, what the goals they're expected to score. During
game stuff, not prognosticating into it.
Correct. After when the game's been played, you look at what it is. We weren't very good defensively. We weren't good enough defensively for different reasons against Ottawa and Boston. That also impacts your offensive game. So to me, it's yes, we didn't score a couple goals in either game. That is one component we recognized, but there's also the bigger picture of the game that we need to play that gives us the best chance to score and win hockey games, and we need to tighten some things up.
So from a coaching standpoint, like if I were, it may be a complete loser's lament here, okay? And I'm not with you guys. I'm not traveling. I'm not in the room. I don't know where the bones are buried. But winning at Toronto's hard, right? That's a hard game to win. Then you got the Fleury game in Montreal. Well, that naturally is emotionally draining. You shut somebody, and you won. You shut them out, right? All right. Well, the next one's Ottawa, and Ottawa's good. I mean, they're better than they've been the last couple of years. That's the weird one. 6-0 probably doesn't have to be 6-0, but I mean, was that coming into it? Did you think, wow, that this may be a weird spot tonight because of the week that we've had?
Yes. You're always concerned about that as a coach because you get a feel of the team. And, we played back-to-back, as you said, emotional game, back-to-back versus a rested Montreal team. Emptied the tank in those games, had a travel day the next day, and then you come in, you're a little concerned coming off an emotional 2 games, particularly Flowers' situation. That plays a factor in it. And we didn't have it in any respect that night. You never want it to be like it was. But then it was our job to be able to respond and get back to more of the style of game that gives us a chance to win. I thought we did that against Boston.
Right.
But now we got to get back to it again tonight.
And in either, talking to you or watching the press conferences when I'm not at the game, you shoot straight, man. I mean, as much as me watching it, either as a radio show host or a fan, you mostly shoot straight with what you believe in these games. And after the Boston game, I'm not saying you were cheery, but I mean, you found positives in a negative, and now I can understand why. Like, you're like, yes, the Ottawa game, I sense we may be in some trouble this evening, because of this emotional week that we've had or the way the week's developed. So then you lose, but you need to see a jump in the next one, and even though you didn't win, you got it.
Correct.
That's a fair way to look at it?
That's exactly what happened.
Oh, wow, that's beautiful. John Hynes, coach of the Minnesota Wild, 9 to noon. What do you do during the downtime with the Four Nations face-off?
I'm working it. I'm an assistant coach on the U.S. team.
Yeah, like what's your role?
So I'll be...
I apologize.
Oh, yeah, no, you're all good. So it's... I'll be doing some things with, it's really a tandem coaching. So you do like multiple special teams, like so we'll work a little bit of the penalty kill, a little bit of the power play, and then you work some 5-on-5. Mike Sullivan's the head coach, so he's got us kind of 3 or 4 guys as assistants, so you kind of divvy it up a little bit on these events.
Right.
Yeah, maybe this is an odd question, but when you think about the Olympics, you think about juniors and how many other things and these guys getting the chance to wear their country's flag on their chest. Do you feel how much these guys care about a Four Nations Cup? Maybe it doesn't have necessarily the 100-year equity of an Olympics and other things, but as you go out there and venture your way east, can you feel how much these guys are excited to participate in this and how much they care about, it's regular season. Ultimately, everyone wants to lift the cup, but in the same sense with this upcoming tourney, you feel the want and the excitement around it?
I do, because you have... I've done the Men's World Championships, which is different. It's teams that are out of the playoffs and things like this. This is not of the stature, obviously, of the Olympics, but it's best on best of 4 nations, right?
Yeah.
So there's some countries that aren't in it, but the countries that are in it, it's best on best. It's going to be a high-stakes environment. It's the best players in the world. All those guys, I'm sure have clear aspirations to want to be the winner of this championship, but it's also feeding and leading into the Olympics. And the sense is that I think the players are excited about it because of the level of talent, and best on best always brings out the best of the best players.
You mentioned this, it feeding into the Olympics. Is there an opportunity potentially for some of these guys, like, I can use this stage maybe to point towards the Olympics? Would that be accurate?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's going to be, as you said, the competition is going to be high-end. It's going to be high-stakes environment, meaning, there's going to be fans. It's in North America. Crowds are going to be unbelievable. The talent level is going to be high. It's going to be a highly touted event, highly covered event. So when I say high stakes, those things are all, you want to be able to see the guys that can perform the best in those environments as well.
That's awesome.
What if any, lastly here, do you got to go?
Nope.
What if any are the instructions for the players who aren't taking part in this? Like, is this break, is this Sunny Beach, Turks and Caicos, or is this most people stay at home?
No, I think the guys go on their own. We don't really have any control for them. I do think it's important that they do get away from it a little bit.
Good.
It is a long enough break, but there are plans in place for them if they go away to Turks and Caicos, wherever they go, that take 3 or 4 days off. But then there needs to be some off-ice workouts, stay active, and then you just kind of start to tune it up. The closer you get to returning back from break.
Lastly, the assumption here, not being an elite hockey mind, is that defenseman John Merrill's not playing tonight. Is that fair?
Correct.
Okay, well, the conversation, I've done this a long time, and I don't ever ask anybody, hey, what'd you guys say back and forth? I've done Box in the Box a long time. I've never seen an animated conversation like that. So was that coach, player, surrogate, talking about tonight? Or just, can you share anything about that?
No, it was a great conversation. Johnny and I have a good relationship, and obviously when you have to make a coaching decision of putting a player out, I think it's your responsibility as a coach to explain why. Sometimes the players agree with it, sometimes they don't. He was talking about his side of it, and I was talking about my side of it. But those are the conversations that you need to have. Those are the real conversations about what it is. But I think he's in a great place. He's playing some really good hockey. He knows that.
Yeah.
And we'll just keep moving forward. But it was those are necessary conversations and as healthy as they can get.
Are they hard? I mean, are they like? How do you prep for that as a coach? I mean, you've done it before.
Yeah.
But like, do the players always come back and be like, "Are you kidding me?" I mean, this, like this guy, or however they do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the players never go after another player. They'll never say, "Well, why is he playing over me?" Because they all do respect each other. But yeah, sometimes it could be strictly for performance-based, and they don't have much to say on that one. And yeah, you're right. There's other times where you have to make a lineup decision, and they're hard decisions. I would say the decision is harder than just going and being honest with someone, right? When you have to have a hard conversation, you got to have it. Yep. But it's the decision-making process of this guy versus this guy. That's the harder part, because you're taking someone out. And in his case, probably doesn't necessarily deserve to come out.
Yeah, well, that's beautifully said. Thank you for the honesty. Appreciate you, man.
You're welcome.
John Hynes, coach of the Minnesota Wild. Good luck against Carolina, then the Islanders, and enjoy the Four Nations, okay?
All right, thanks. See you when we get back.
Yep, for sure. That's Box in the Box with the head coach. Brett Blakemore has the cash thing.
The cash thing, the fan wants to give you a shot. Put $1,000 in your hand at the National Cash Contest. Head to KFAN.com. Enter the keyword check. The keyword is check, KFAN.com. Keyword check.
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather, now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply.
Heads up, comedy fans. The one and only Sebastian Maniscalco is coming to XL Energy Center. Get ready for an unforgettable night of laughter and fun when he takes the stage Friday, February 14th. Check out our contest page for a chance to win a pair of tickets. KFAN.com. Keyword contest center. Don't miss out. One OK Rock is storming the Armory with their high voltage performance. Be there for an epic night of rock June 7th with special guest Stand Atlantic. They rock. Check out our contest page to see how you can win your way in. KFAN.com, keyword contest.
So, why are you giggling?
I haven't stopped.
Okay. Alex Stalock, still under the influence of anesthesia, has joined 9 to Noon because 3 hours ago, Alex Stalock, former Minnesota Wild goalie, 3 hours ago you were under the knife, and now you're here. What are we dealing with the vasectomy that you had 3 hours and 15 minutes ago, and now you're here?
Look at him trying to sit down.
I thought we were talking Wild Canes tonight.
What? No, Montreal LA Kings last night.
Yeah,
I
did see one goal of that game.
Okay. Well,
I'm good.
You had surgery 3 hours ago.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Well, how do you feel?
Great.
I haven't had a vasectomy. How does it feel?
It's great.
You feel okay?
Yes.
Are you buzzed right now from anesthesia?
No, 2 Tylenols. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I didn't go under general anesthesia.
Yeah, you just get the local, right?
Local, yeah.
Why are you so giggly?
It's a very exposing experience.
Well, last time you were here, you coyly, Nordo, you weren't here. Zach, you were Army Navy.
Yeah.
So Zacho was in your role.
Yep.
Alex, with the coffee cups, because we are at Bill Guerin's observation deck.
Exclusive perch.
Yeah, it's an exclusive perch, and so therefore they have coffee cups. They have a coffee maker. They have water, stuff like that. We overlook the isotria. Well, Alex is so crafty that he knew that I would be in search of coffee, so he got one of those Wild cups.
Surgically removed the bottom.
Cut out the bottom of it.
Smart play.
I'm trying to put coffee in this thing and go back on the radio, and all of a sudden there's a giant puddle over there, and I'm like, what the hell happened? It's like 20 ounces of water are on the ground, and I can't find towels.
How many times did you try to refill
Multiple cups.
Yes, I mean, that was brilliant. So are you of the prankster variety now, or like How do you feel, man, after surgery and now you're on the radio?
You look great.
Thank you.
Yeah, it looks great. Thank you. Yeah, why are you sitting like that? That's weird. Nobody leans back and then has like half their body off the end of the chair. Why are you sitting like that?
Finding a comfortable spot.
Well, do you need...
I thought Sickman would be here with the ice pack by now.
No, that's... No, John Worley will be up here soon.
Why do we need an ice pack when you have the opportunity to sit pantsless on the ice right in front of us? How good would that feel post-Vasilevsky?
Not great, because we had to do that initiation in junior hockey. We had to slide across the ice buck naked, so it was, yeah. It's not a comfortable feeling.
Like run and then slide?
Slide, yes.
Or were you pushed by fellow naked man?
No, don't run and slide.
Oh, run and slide?
Through a tunnel of men.
All right, so
with jockstrap on.
Gauntlet.
A gauntlet of men.
Well, now you can't possibly talk out of both sides of your mouth here and like be mad at me that I brought up your vasectomy this morning on the radio when that was the A topic into the game.
Wow.
It's kind of like talking to you about McDavid and Draisaitl and Nugent Hopkins and takes and tendencies and percentages, and you're between the pipes, and here's what you have to do to win the game. Well, that was kind of the chat we had about the Vasilevsky, and that you were going to open up about it, and not open up about it, but like not hide the fact that you're in dramatic pain now. You want to take off your pants, you want to drop trowel and sit on that cold ice. How good would that feel now?
It would feel really nice. You allowed me about 20 minutes to get home and sit on a bag of peas before I had to come in for radio, so it was good. You allowed me about 20 minutes, so recovery's been good.
What has to happen for you or for what has been done to become undone? Okay, so like here's what I'm asking is like we don't want stitches to pop. Like startling you and poking you in the sides, that's out of play right now, right?
Correct.
Okay, quick movements?
Correct.
Okay. I mean, watching you walk up the stairs.
That was painful just watching.
That was painful. Holy cow. And then Ryan Carter runs up behind you, and he's poking you in your sides, making you jump. You got stitches popping. You got multiple nurses on your mind. I mean, what are we doing right now? I'm surprised. We're surprised you're here.
Oh, you are, really?
Yeah. We don't want your stitches to pop.
Let's see how many text messages there were.
What about sharp movements? No good?
Stay away from it. I forgot the piece of paper. I forgot the piece of paper of all the stuff I need to stay away from.
However, I used 3 of the lines, and they weren't as good as I thought they were when I read them last night. Do you have any floating organs heading the wrong way right now? Do we have to be concerned about that?
None. That's okay. Follow up.
What's the hardest you've been hit in your life by a slap shot? Okay. Hardest you've ever been hit by a slap shot?
There's been multiple times. It usually happens on a cross ice one-timer when you're exposed, like I was today at the office.
Right.
But,
okay.
Yeah, it usually
Did your
happens
days as a goaltender assist you in flexibility this morning?
Yeah. And by the way, after the first snip,
did you
walk over to the side of the office to kind of gain your composure and then come back to the metaphorical box?
There was a few F words.
There were?
There were a few, yes.
All right, so you mentioned the hardest you've ever been hit by a slap shot. So what hurt more? That or your tattered loin post-Vasilevsky?
Tattered?
What hurts more, your tattered loin or that slap shot that caught you on the spot where you had no pads?
We might need to get Zuki up here. He's been through a lot worse.
Do you know what a colectomy is?
No,
neither did I
Google.
until I was researching for this first segment. And after I got past the spelling of Vasilevsky, then I got to vasectomy, but I hit the wrong button. I hit colectomy. It's an excision of a portion or all of the colon. All right, so we're not certainly making light or making fun of this or anything. I want to ask you that. Have you had a colonoscopy?
No, I have not.
Okay. Have you, Nordo?
No, I have not.
Are you guys close to that? I mean, do you got like doctors telling you?
I heard 45.
Okay.
Ryan Carter has him by choice. He started at 25. Sorry. Hey, Ryan, how you doing? We got an extra mic here we got a microphone here if you'd like to join.
Let's get him on.
Yeah, we'll hook that bad boy
He's
up.
been in the same spot I have, so.
Right, but he has better one-liners than me. And he's sitting over there, just that brilliant mind is going right now with all these vasectomy/Vasilevsky one-liners that can be unfurled. Why are you sitting like that? It's so weird.
What do you mean?
And why do your pants look like that? What do we have, like gauze or like some kind of pad or something in there?
No, just keys and wallet.
Seriously, I come to talk about hockey and a Lexington Steel fan club breaks out or something. This is just crazy. All right, it's Alex Stalock, 9 to noon. The colectomy, clearly you didn't have that.
Keep going down the list.
I want to check your quick twitch. Post general yet amplified anesthesia. Okay? So let's just check your mental quick twitch here. Post general yet amplified anesthesia. You had 2 shutouts when you were with the Chicago Blackhawks. Who were they against?
Ottawa.
And? Yeah, so you're still high. Yeah, this sucks. I mean, you can't have high people on the radio.
Ottawa,
the FCC gets after you.
I remember Ottawa specifically because I had a big group of friends in town from Minnesota. And
I know.
Brady Tkachuk almost chased me off the ice.
Yep.
And
what was the other one? Those Chicago days were so memorable. I mean, don't they just, like, snap there right like that?
You'll have to remind me.
It's
got to be, what, Carolina?
I forgot to look. I only looked at Ottawa. I forgot to look at the second one. And I'm not high.
I don't know. I honestly
Rhino,
don't.
what's going on?
Well, we need Mike.
You see your brother? Ryan Carter.
All right. Well, this is
3-2. There we go. Ryan Carter, formerly with the Wild.
Hey, good. How we doing, PA?
You calling the game on the Plus tonight?
Nah, not tonight. No, but I'm back in the booth on Saturday.
Okay.
For the Island Tour.
Okay. What brings you here? The skate?
You need to keep track of what's going on with the local club. And then Alex told me he was coming here.
Right.
A heroic moment. Surgery this morning.
Did you drive him?
He was coming. No, he drove himself.
Yeah. So, and that surprised me when we talked this morning.
I'm looking at all these.
You
facts.
were driving to see Dr. O'Shaughnessy off France in Edina, the same guy who snipped me 12 times, but it was a prostate biopsy. Think about how much Dr. O'Shaughnessy knows about the personal wherewithal of the announcer and the goaltender.
Oh, God.
Are you kidding me? Holy, and here comes some food, too.
I can't imagine.
Alex just had a vasectomy. He can't eat. So we got to...
Hopefully there's no cauterized
you got
meat
mac and cheese there? Is that... come on. Oh, you got Revival? Oh, wow. I thought Revival was all done. Oh, wow. Come on over here. What?
Lovingly crafting Chef Thomas Bamer's recipes from
That's
Revival
beautiful.
on the club level at XL Energy Center. So we got some brisket and some mac and cheese from Revival Restaurant brought for you guys.
Yeah, Revival's the bomb. I don't know Thomas as well as I know Nick. Do you know Nick? Yeah, so Nick's been a friend of mine for years, and I didn't realize until recent that they were going to shut some places down, if not all of them, because just a lot of things go into it. So, like, for you to come up here with Revival truly is a revival. I mean, where did this come from?
Well, this is from our kitchen. We serve it on the club level, C36. And, we're doing Thomas proud, lovingly crafting his recipes still. So come see us, club level.
Executive Chef Matt, last question. The goaltender is 3.5 hours removed from not a Vasilevsky, but a vasectomy. Is there a certain type of food that he potentially should be eating right now to kind of ease the pain of what's taking place, down there?
Mac and cheese and brisket sandwiches is probably going to do him right.
There it is.
Yeah.
Those corn dogs last time were unbelievable. I got
everything
2 of those
they do.
down in about a minute 30.
Covenant claps for Matt, Kyle, and their staff and everything. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. God bless you guys. Where do you get that again? Second level? Second level? Club level. Cool. Thank you.
Maybe a side of frozen peas too, Al.
Yeah.
If they're in there. Mother.
Well, I don't really know where else to go with this thing. Clearly, you don't either, because sitting on that chair is like one of the most uncomfortable things I've ever seen. I can't believe.
Well, how much of a hockey player move is that?
Being here.
That's what I mean.
100%.
I was just looking at how many texts there were, 11:15, excellent. And then a text later that night.
What about yesterday?
For 11:15.
Well, what about yesterday when I promoted the show and I said I think Stalock's going to be there off of vasectomy? I mean, this is the ultimate equipment change. You're here talking on the radio off the ultimate equipment change. That is game. One thing that you mentioned about people, you tell people what you're doing. You're in pain right now, aren't you?
No, not at all.
You're a tough guy. So, like Ryan Carter, you tell him, that what's happening. He's had one, so he's able to coach. It might take 20 minutes, things like that. But then you tell, without mentioning any names, have you learned that you can learn a lot about people when you tell them things like this? and then what their reaction's going to be to like what it's going to be. Oh, you're done. You're what? You're driving?
Oh, 100%,
somebody's not driving you.
Yeah.
Somebody's not carrying you on a gurney.
Yeah,
you're gonna. No, you got to lay down the whole day, maybe 3 days. No, and then you get people like Cartsy, who's like, you'll be done in 20 minutes. You'll have no problem with it.
That was very. That was a calming presence. I talked to him. He was like 20. You're walking out of there in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And it went a little bit longer, but
why?
I don't know.
Why'd it go a little bit longer?
I don't know.
They have 2 jobs,
and they didn't tell me till after, which was good. So it wasn't, because when.
So this is a secret.
You didn't want to get worried in there.
Well, you had a problem down
I
there?
was like, no, I'm all
well,
good.
could they not find something?
Yeah, hold on a sec. Hold on. Go
hey, Lucia, can you get my microscope? Doctor, you haven't used this in 4 years.
Calling people in there. Hey, come look at this.
Yeah. Hey,
did you just want to see if you still had it? Kind of like if you still got hockey player toughness, like you're going right from the table to the booth,
and then to lunch, and then I got to go trade swap out my truck. I got a busy day.
Okay, so you're going to be calling the game Saturday against the Islanders. Now, what do you take any time away during the break? How do you freshen things?
Yeah, we'll take some time away, but it's youth hockey playoff season. So once the Four Nations tournament hits and we have a couple of days off, that's what Al and I'll be focused on.
Yeah,
is,
that's going to be cool.
The end of year youth stuff. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
it is a blast.
Yep, and your squad, your daughter's team, right? Where those are your testicles. And when you just made me look at your testicles. Are you kidding me?
What was amazing is that
you don't were those.
What's amazing is that your neck doesn't hurt because you snapped it over real fast when that photo popped.
Yeah, but I haven't seen church bells in about 25 years. Are you kidding? I got to pause. That was life-changing right there. Alex Stalock, Ryan Carter, Nordo's producing. Yours truly, Paul Allen. This is post-Vasilevsky Radio at FM 100.3 KFAN. Back after this.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
And
ain't nothing I can say, nothing I can do. I feel so bad, yeah, I feel so
one of, if not your best friend, Ryan Carter, brings up a very good point between segments. The opportunity that's being missed here. I mean, it's a point that I'm going to think about all day. He's 100% right. He's super smart. Ryan Carter is that of wisdom, where you could be, and in fact, you being here, because now we got to think about what can be known as butt babe terrorism. Butt babe, just whatever's coming up. And over the weekend, but babe, do this. But babe, what about this? Okay, well, you just had a Vasilevsky. So therefore, yeah, but you could go out and do the radio with Paul for a little bit. Yeah, but honey, I made the mistake. I shouldn't have done that. And I've regressed.
Yeah, it set me back a day.
So now let's not blow the opportunity to sit around the entire weekend and watch, what was the golf tournament?
Waste Management.
And Super Bowl, and,
I thought it was designed. I thought the weekend was chosen.
Yeah, this makes sense.
Yes.
No, it was.
Let's not ruin that opportunity right now.
So I think they schedule it right after your consult as soon as possible so you don't drop it. You don't have a ton of time.
So
to
they
think
schedule it for this weekend because they know that the Waste Management Open and the Super Bowl.
The
doctor's office did you a favor.
Shaughnessy was like,
Shaughnessy's
I like
smarter
this.
than-
I'm going to get him in Super Bowl Sunday. He's going to be couch ridden.
Right.
Yeah,
and I you are the one that.
Well, now you're going to get but babe.
Well, this was 9 to noon radio that forced me.
You're going to get that the entire weekend. Don't blow that opportunity. It's rare and fleeting. Sit around, do nothing, chill out, eat this revival food. I mean, doesn't it sound fun?
Yeah, that's gone by now. As soon as I left
know.
the house for radio.
Right. Okay.
That's gone.
So lastly, with what happened this morning, when it was happening, did it hurt?
Yeah.
Oh, it does? So why don't
What do you mean it does? Like what?
Well, because you don't. Why didn't you take anesthesia? Was it an option?
Yeah, there's no reason to get.
Come
fully
on.
knocked
So
out.
you're afraid you're afraid of how you're going to feel under the so like when you go to the dentist,
I don't like coming
do you
out
get
of
teeth
that.
pulled without nitrous?
I don't get no.
Okay.
I don't get teeth pulled. I haven't had to do that. Thank
Okay.
God.
So you've never.
But I did have a friend. I had a friend.
You
that
played
had
hockey for a quarter century. You're telling me you've never had dental work?
Well, he was able to wear a mask the whole time. I'm so jealous of the goaltender.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
So I did have a friend that qualified for general anesthesia because he showed up to his consult and passed out.
Because he was scared?
No,
Yeah.
he was, well,
Anxiety
He got there drunk.
He couldn't believe. No, he passed out.
He saw
because
the size of the scalpel.
the fear, and what they were going to do. And,
Wow. Well, that's a stark contrast to the doctor showing up today and not passing out, requiring a microscope to find the area on which to work.
Right, and it took so long. But
Well, that goes against every male instinct. I mean, we spend most of our lives trying to protect that area.
Yeah.
Right,
So this is an incredibly vulnerable spot where you're just sitting there and you're just staring. This is going to happen, okay?
Yeah.
This is about to go down.
They tilted me back so I didn't have to stare. I mean, and I had the phone out for a while, and then when said needle.
Yeah, you're taking pictures. You showed me. Why'd you show me that?
O'Shaughnessy asked. He said, "What are you, Facebook Live right now?" Because I had my phone out and I didn't want to pay attention to it. But there's times where you got to grip some loose skin on your body and really squeeze tight.
There's a Snapchat story out there somewhere.
But the case for general anesthesia is that there's something burnt into your brain, and it's the smell of your loins being cauterized, and you do not want to.
There's a smell?
Of burnt. They cauterize it.
I understand that, but also the cauterizing area is adjacent to the O-ring.
You can see smoke.
So I mean, we got multiple smells coming out of here.
I wasn't looking down. I was gripping skin. And
what's the nurse's role here?
Ask Hartz about that. He explained it best over the phone. He explained it to me best over the phone.
Old people got a cramp now. Oh wow. So what's the nurse's role? Like when O'Shaughnessy, I think it's Minnesota Urology.
Correct.
Yeah, right off France, the bomb. I mean, I had a prostate situation. PSI was way too high. I was going to require a biopsy, so I go in there 12 snips later, like 12 excisions, whatever you call them. I mean, it's when you guys, if you have to go down that roll, when they get behind the prostate to the area they can't see, that ain't no fun. But there was no anesthesia for that. So therefore, I'm familiar with the room. I'm familiar with the doctor. I'm familiar with his assistant, the nurse.
So did you FaceTime Norv or Boudreaux during
Well, that's how my relationship with Zimmer fell apart. Because I FaceTimed with him, but the camera was down because I wasn't paying attention. And he's like, and he hung up and never called me again.
Yeah, look into my brown eye.
Right. But the nurse's role in the prostate biopsy, I know what that was. What's the nurse's role here?
And like I said,
during the Vasilevsky.
Karts was really good at explaining this to me, how she handles the situation, what her role is in the operating.
It's like the $100 hanging out of the glass. It's the distraction factor. I think she's trying to distract you a little bit.
Oh, I see what happened this morning. So that's why they brought in the intern nurse for even more distraction.
Yeah, when I walked in, she said, do you mind if I have someone shadowing me? I said, of course not. Why not more eyes in the room?
Yeah, please, bring the class in.
But the nurse's job was, she said, okay, I'm going to slap you on the leg to take the attention off. What's going on?
I'm going to slap you on the leg?
Yeah, and I said, just punch me in the face at this point.
That's a violation. I mean, you could own Minnesota Urology. Are you kidding me?
So how many people total were in the room? I mean, was it standing room only here?
It was me plus, it was a sold-out crowd. It was me plus 3.
I mean, were you signing autographs and taking pictures with Billy and Johnny during this? Was this a paid appearance?
So how do you think the Wilds are going to do this year?
Your insurance carrier, it's the greatest news they got. What, we don't have to pay for this this vasectomy? No, it's an appearance fee that he gets. Everything's fine. How many people were in the room? And now I want to know.
There was 4 total.
4 people in the room?
Me plus 2 nurses and Dr.
Why
O'Shaughnessy.
2 nurses?
And whoever you had on
you
your
talk
Zoom
about
call.
distraction factor there. Now all of a sudden other things are happening and they got to do more work.
It was a big crowd. There was a nurse. Maybe it was her first case. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I guess we can call it a case because they clearly they clearly were looking for something that they could not find.
Right. And thank God they didn't.
All right. That's cool. 3-2. You think we'll score tonight, Ryan?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I think they'll bounce back.
Yeah. We're just looking for a goal. Let's start with a goal.
Start with one.
And move from there.
Is that where we're at?
Well,
start with a goal.
I think this evening, we have a couple of things 9 to noon. We would prefer one in a row for Zach Bogo. One in a row for Zach Bogo. As opposed to every time we play, it ends with an O. Every time we play, it ends. Okay, so you get the bit. All right, 3-2. I think tonight is going to be an underwhelming type game this evening. We shut them out 4-0 a month ago. Doesn't have to be that way again. All they do is play in low-scoring games.
Yeah.
That's all Carolina does, play in these meat
These
grinders.
are two teams that, when they're good, they're tight defensively.
Right, but so I try to watch it and handicap it and figure it out, and it's boring. So I don't watch. That's why we rely on people like you. Why do they play in such low-scoring games?
Carolina's got the Rod Brindamore, so you're going to be honest. And then without Kirill Kaprizov, I think Hynes probably touched on it when he was in here, they have to be a certain style of play.
Yeah.
It starts with the defensive grinding, like intense kind of game.
Right.
And that's a low-scoring affair.
They very easily could have 7 20-goal scorers, though.
What?
Carolina.
Why? Yeah, they very easily could.
Why is the pitch of your voice so high?
Hey, guys. It's coming
Good to
back.
see you.
It's coming back.
All right. Hey, thanks for coming by, all right? Good seeing you, man. And
I love it.
Enjoy the chill this weekend, all right? Ryan, appreciate you.
Yeah, take
Nordo,
care.
thank
Go
you.
Cheers.
Brett Blakemore, thank you. I'm Paul Allen. Most importantly, thanks to everybody for listening to Box in the Box from Tria Rink on FM 100.3 KFAN, your audio home for vasectomy radio.
Podcast today's Paul Allen Show or listen back to previous show and interviews by going to the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.
The lottery is not about getting rich. It's about helping people, and it always has been. The lottery is what helped raise the Great Wall of China, build the roads of Rome, and today in South Carolina, it's what generates millions of dollars each year for scholarships like the SC Hope, Life, and Palmetto Fellows. The South Carolina Education Lottery is investing in you. Visit sceducationlottery.com/betteryou to learn more.
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply.
Hello, iHeart listener. We have a confession to make. Both iHeart and this commercial you're listening to right now would probably sound a heck of a lot better on the new Roku Pro Series TV. It's got side-firing speakers that fill your room with sound, Dolby Atmos audio that puts you right in the middle of the entertainment, and the ability to pair seamlessly with your home theater sound systems that already have surround sound and booming bass. If all that sounds too good to be true, it'll sound even better on the new Roku Pro Series. Your hearing isn't better, your TV is.